All right, I am live with episode 5 of going through my comic book collection. See, this box is just a little bit of Green Arrow, a little bit of Green Lantern, a little bit of Titans, and then the rest of it is Justice League. Got a huge run of Justice League comics. And the next box after this one will be Batman and Flash, which will be the last full DC box. And after that, I'll move on to Marvel. I've got 4 boxes of different Marvel comics. And then that box right there on top is some indie, a little bit of indie stuff, and a small mix of DC in there too. And the bottom bookshelf is full of top-loaded books, which I'll probably save to the final episode when I show the CGC comics. But for now, let's get into this DC box. Yo, what's up, Tim? How's it going, man? I was just giving a rundown of how these are going to go. I've got 2 full DC boxes left before I move on to Marvel. This one, kicking it off with some Green Arrow here. Part 1 of Longbow Hunters. Fantastic story. I went and actually got this 3-part story after a review on Fanboys Live, I believe. There's issue 2 of Longbow Hunters. After I saw that review, I had to go pick up the storyline. Gosh, it's been a couple years ago now, I think. There's issue 3, which is all the Green Arrow I have in my collection. I just have that 3-part story. Yeah, it's a really good story, man. I really enjoyed it. Moving on to some Green Lantern. I picked this up, gosh, I can't remember when this came out. 2019, maybe 2020. It's the facsimile of Green Lantern issue 1. I think it was around 2019, 2020 when this facsimile came out. So I've got Green Lantern issue 172. Don't have much more either. Mike Grell did a great run on Green Arrow, but I had a few of them when I was younger, back when they came out, but I just, for whatever reason, those are just books I haven't gone back after yet. We've got Green Lantern, Green Arrow, issue 1. This is, I think this was a reprint. It's got an awesome Neil Adams cover. I'm pretty sure this was a reprint. I got Green Lantern, Green Arrow, issue 2. And moving into the second volume of Green Arrow, or Green Lantern. I just want to say Green Arrow for some reason. But this is, I think this was after Crisis when they rebooted all the stories. Green Lantern issue 1. A video tailored to you. Yeah, I finally got done with all the Superman boxes. The first 4 episodes was all Superman and Superman related books. Here's Green Lantern issue 2. Here's a great cover. Green Lantern issue 3, knocking out Guy Gardner. And he seriously looks really happy about doing it too. That's a great cover. Green Lantern issue 4. It's issue 5, Return to Oa. Green Lantern issue 6. And Green Lantern issue 7. I picked up this lot on eBay a few years ago for just like $5 or $6, the first 7 issues. Got Green Lantern issue 47. Great cover here with Green Arrow. I've still got issue 46 of Green Lantern up on the comic wall there, the crossover with Rain. That was the first the first issue I ever read of Green Lantern, and it was because of the Reign of Superman story. These are covers I saw when I was a kid and wanted, which led me to adult collecting. Yeah, those are awesome books, man. Like I said, I started with issue 46 at crossover, and it made me want to go back and read some more earlier Green Lantern. So that's why I picked up that lot on eBay. I've got Green Lantern issue 48, the first appearance of Kyle Rayner, which this is a book that Tim, the comic collector, actually AOK'd me a few years ago. Awesome, man. Still got this thing in a top loader. But it's funny because Kyle Rayner, like shortly after I started reading Green Lantern because of that Superman story, Kyle Rayner took over. And so almost all the Green Lantern I read growing up was Kyle Rayner. And it's just, he's always been my favorite Green Lantern. Nothing against Hal Jordan. I like Hal's Green Lantern, but Kyle Rayner is just my favorite. I guess it's just what you grow up reading. Yo, what's up, Kenneth? I didn't see you pop in, man. Hope you're having a great day. You bring Rayner to the masses. Much appreciated, man. And here's just an iconic cover. Green Lantern issue 49. Part of the storyline that brought in Kyle Rayner, where just Hal just kind of flipped out because of the destruction of Coast City. And I've got, Green Lantern issue 50. Great glow-in-the-dark cover on this one. And we got, Green Lantern issue 51, which I think was the first, this was the first cover appearance of Kyle, and I think the debut of his new costume. I think this was the issue we got it. It might have been the last issue. I'm not sure. Then it jumps into Green Lantern issue 1 this is from 2005. And this one and the next 3 was an AOK from Comic Food a while back. Awesome Jeff Johns run. And that's an amazing cover. And here's part 2 to that. And part 3. Here we've got an early New Teen Titans issue 6. Very cool Trigon cover. We've got New Teen Titans issue 16, which, so there's a little sticky note on it. This was the first appearance of Captain Carrot. This one came, I think this one came from my buddy Trix. It's Natrix here on YouTube and Trix Comics on Instagram. We have Titans Sell Out issue 1. This was, I guess, a one-shot special. Love this version of Nightwing's costume. We've got an anniversary issue here. The New Titans issue 100. Nice shiny cover. And grab a drink of water right quick. And now it's going into Justice League. We got some early Justice League here. I think this is my oldest Justice League book. It's a Silver Age issue 14. And this was an AOK from Roger, from Heroes Con last year. He AOK'd me this book, and it's my oldest Justice League. I really would like to get some more Silver Age Justice League, but right now it's just not in the budget. I have one other Silver Age Justice League book. It's issue 61. This one I picked up at a flea market, years ago, early 90s. But I always loved this cover. It's like floating heads, but it's half the villains and the other half are the heroes. Got Batman and Penguin, got Superman and Luthor. I believe that's, I want to say Captain Boomerang and Flash. Very cool cover on this one. Then we have a Justice League. Where's the issue number? It's behind got one of those My Comic Shop stickers on the bag. I can't see the issue number. It's issue 123, Justice League of America. This one must have come from Metarod, because he's the only one I know that puts two comics in the same bag. But it's they're both the same issue, oddly enough. It's Justice League issue 150. Anytime I go through the collection and I see like two books in the same bag, I know it had to come from Metarod. I can't remember why he sent me two copies though. That might have been an accident. They're at Justice League of America issue 158. Justice League of America 246. Got issue 258. And then it jumps to issue 261, which I believe was the final of the first volume. Oh, this is a great one. This is Justice League of America, issue 27. This is from 1989. Great cover homage for The Exorcist. I never had this issue growing up. I just got it like a few years ago. I believe off of eBay. Anything that has to do with like cover homages or movie poster comics, I love those, man. I'm a sucker for them. We have some Justice League International issue 1. This was I think this was an annual or a one shot, but it's featuring Mr. Miracle. Those are some more runs that I loved in the 90s. Justice League International and Justice League Europe. I had quite a few of those, but I don't anymore. Those were some of the books I had to sell like, gosh, 25 years ago now. Here's a great Kiss cover. This was actually A-OK to me by Night Tiger. It's Justice League Cry for Justice, issue 5. And man, Shazam and Supergirl going at it. This was a book I never saw this before until I saw Night Tiger show it, and I mentioned it, and he sent it my way, man. Such a cool dude. Now we're getting into the Justice League run from 1997, and I have almost a complete run of this now. I believe, yeah, 1997 January, so it started right at the start of 97. But I had just like 2 or 3 issues of this in the collection again. And I mentioned that I had a bunch of them back in the day, but I didn't anymore. And Brian LCS sent me, just A-OK'd me nearly the entire run. I couldn't believe it. But there's issue 1. There's so many great storylines that came out of this run, too. There's issue 2. Man, nearly this entire box was A-OKs, man. Crazy. They got out of order just a little bit. Easy fix. Here's issue 3. Again, these 90s books, these were the ones that I grew up reading. So they've just always like been my favorites. Here's issue 4. Issue 5 with the electric suits on it and Plastic Man. Plastic Man, such a great character, such an underrated character too. I really would love to see more love shown for Plastic Man when it comes to the DC movies. There's Justice League issue 6. Issue 7. The rest of this box is all Justice League. Here's issue 8. Got issue 9. Here's a great cover with issue 10, part 1 of 6. This is like evil versions of the characters here on the cover. Almost looks like Superman's got the Punisher skull on his chest. And I guess Aquaman is a ginger in this one. Thomas O'Donnell Comics, welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're having a good one. Here's part 2 to that storyline with JLA issue 11. Got JLA issue 12 with part 3 of that story. Comic book curator, what's going on, man? Inspired you to do the same type of video, but with a twist. Show books and purge at the same time. That's a good idea, man. I've already purged 6 short boxes from my collection, and all the rest of them I just couldn't let go of. Here's let's see, issue 13. And for this one, for some reason, they changed the trade dress on it, but it is part of that same story. And with issue 14, they went back to the standard trade dress. I'm not sure why they changed it for just that one issue. Kind of messes with my OCD a little bit. But that's issue 14. Like to get down to 6,000 or 7,000. I'm not sure how many total because I've never actually went through and counted each individual book, but see. Well, I got 12 boxes total now. And down to 12 boxes. They're all short boxes. Here's JLA issue 15. Joker and Luther teaming up on this one. This is the end of the Rock of Ages storyline, part 6 of 6. One day I need to go through and actually count my books to see how many I've got in the collection. Thomas is sitting on about 95,000. Wow, man, that's impressive. If I had the room for that many, I probably would keep going. But like the 90s and older is like where my love for comics lie. I don't have very many like newer issues left anymore. Here's issue 16. Love the cover on this one. If I would have had the room, I probably never would have gotten rid of so many boxes, but I just kind of had to. Yo, Ranger, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a great one. Sticking a peek on break. Appreciate that, Ranger. Hope you have a great day at work, man. Don't really have the room. Yeah, room is always like an issue. Especially when I started collecting other things, like I started collecting a lot of figures and stuff too. And it just really, everything takes up so much room. It's hard when you're collecting and you like so many different things. It's hard to like just focus and only collect what you really, really want sometimes. Like there's such a mix back here. Like got some Ninja Turtles over on this wall. Here's a JLA issue 17. You short on room 2, comic curator? Now, I've been trying to rearrange some stuff in here and make it seem like a little bit of a bigger room. Here's JLA 18 with a great surprise to Wonder Woman cover. JLA 19. This is issue 20. They have the superpowers, Justice League, Batman. All the direct figures, those are some good ones. I've been on the hunt for the Reign of Superman DC direct figures lately. Eagle Moss, DC, Marvel, Batmobiles. All those bombshell statues are amazing, man. I've never got any of them, but I love the look of those. I've got one Batmobile, but it's over here on the desk. It's the '89 mobile, the McFarlane Gold Label one that came with the Batman figure. JLA 21. Yo, Mr. Gretzky, what's going on, man? Not having room and my focus has changed. Yep. That happens a lot, man. Like, I was really starting to lose my passion for collecting, so I haven't bought any comics in a while, but I have been getting a few figures here and there. But going through the books, man, it really helps bring up memories and stuff. Here's issue 22, kind of getting me back into my love for comics. That's why I started doing this series again, because I was kind of losing that. And I knew, like, going through these old books and showing them off and, like, talking about them would reignite that nostalgia. Oh, here's a cool starter cover. JLA issue 23. Like, when I start collecting again, I'm really going to focus heavily on the Silver Age. You're focusing on Bronze Age? Nice. That's a great era. For so many years, because I started collecting in '93 when I was 13. So for so many years, I was just all about '90s comics. And it wasn't until the last, gosh, maybe 5 or 6 years, I started getting into Silver Age and Bronze Age stories. For a while in 2000, gosh, from 2015 to 2018, I started collecting new books that were just coming out. And I did it for like 3 years, but I never enjoyed the stories of the new comics as much as I did these older comics. So in 2018, I completely stopped collecting new books and just decided to focus on '90s and older. There's JLA 25. JLA 26. Issue 27. I always ask the question, is it better to buy 1,000 books over 1,000 books a year or 10 really big books? At this point in like my collecting, I would rather have like 10 really big books in a year. Because for me, it's like there's several books that I really want to get in my collection that I know are going to like cost quite a bit when I finally go to do it. Like there's the Flash issue 123, which is the first Silver Age appearance of Jay Garrick. No, the first appearance of Jay Garrick in the Silver Age from the Golden Age. So I know that book is going to cost a lot. And there's a few other books that I want to get my hands on. There's Detective Comics 359, the first Barbara Gordon Batgirl. But the biggest book that I want to add to my collection is Action Comics issue 252, the first appearance of Metallo and the first appearance of the Curious Real Supergirl. And that book alone in a 1.0 is like $1,000. So it's going to be years before I can save up for that book now. But yeah, at this point, I would rather have the bigger books than a bunch of dollar books, because the majority of my collection is dollar books. I've only got a handful of like really, really good ones. Anyway, I'm rambling. Here's JLA 28. Silver Age Action Comics is the way to go, definitely. Here's JLA 29. Here's issue 30. Cool Spectre cover. And it's got the original Flash and Green Lantern on it. Jay Garrick and Alan Scott. Oh, it's got Wildcat too. I just realized that. Very cool color. Here's issue 31. Issue 32. This one, I'm sure my buddy Simple Simon would love this issue. If he ever catches this replay, I know he's going to love this comic right here. It's nothing but feet on the cover. JLA issue 32. Sorry, Simon. I had to, man. You got JLA issue 33. Like Justice League versus Bruce Wayne. I'm gonna have to read this one again. I don't remember. I don't remember what went down in this issue. Foot fetish Simon. That might be why he don't talk to me much anymore. I'm always ragging him. This JLA issue 34. Another great Spectre cover here. This was when Hal Jordan was Spectre, issue 35. Hal Jordan as Spectre was such a cool run. I don't remember exactly how long it lasted, and I only read a few issues of him as Spectre, but just great stuff. Here's the first part of the World War III story, JLA issue 36. Did you see me open 3 Superman cards on my last read? Not yet. I'm gonna have to check that out. If I'll probably forget. My mind is so forgetful, but I'll try to remember to check that out. I love me some Superman cards. Here's JLA issue 37. If you will, send me the link on. Yeah, you're on Facebook, right? If you send me the link on Messenger, I'll be sure to check it out. Make sure that I won't forget. Got JLA 38. Here's issue 39. Got issue 40. Not a high-tech redneck. I have a lot of technical issues myself, man. It's like because I do the YouTube thing, I've got some relatives that'll like ask me to fix their computer or something. Like I got an uncle named Gerald. Gosh, he's got to be close to 80 now. And every time something happens to his computer, he asks me if I can fix it. Like I can go in and like take it apart or something and work on it. Like I can't do that, man. I just know how to push the go live button on YouTube, and that's about the extent of my technical knowledge. Here's JLA issue 41. JLA issue 42. Here's issue 43. This is the start of the Tower of Babel story. Another great storyline in this run. Highly recommend reading it if you haven't. Here's issue 44, part 2 of that story. It's only a 4-part story, so it's not very long. Got issue 45, part 3 of the story. And the conclusion with issue 46. JLA 47. Anytime your videos look good, it's because your 14-year-old daughter did the editing. That reminds me of like when I first started YouTube, I could not edit a bit. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to do thumbnails. And just so happened, one of the first people that started watching my channel was Iron Archer. And me and him became friends, and he like taught me how to make thumbnails. He showed me the best app for easy editing, and I was able to like learn it, but it took me a while. Here's issue 48. Looks like the death of Wonder Woman. Issue 49 here. Got taking a ride on some centaurs. This is another storyline I'm going to have to reread. The issue 47, 48, and 49. I don't remember what went down in this storyline, but it's a 3-parter called The Queen of Fables. I'm going to have to leave that out and reread that story. Here's issue 50. Great cover on this one. Yeah, when I first started on YouTube, like, gosh, almost 8 years ago now. It'll be 8 years, August 14th. And I remember I would just, I would like try to hold up the item with one hand and film it with the other. I didn't even have a tripod to like film on, so I was just trying to like hold my camera. And film at the same time. It was bad. I didn't, gosh, I think I was on for like 6 months before I finally showed up on camera. It used to make me so nervous to be in front of the camera. Here's issue 51. Try to get the glare off of it there. 26.3. Yeah, I got like all those subs came from the YouTube shorts when I was doing the Big Bang Theory clips. And I took a couple months off YouTube, and when I decided to come back, I decided just to delete all those Big Bang Theory shorts and just kind of try to start fresh, kind of. Like I had almost 27, and since I deleted those shorts, I've lost around 300 or 400 subscribers in the last 4 or 5 months, maybe. But yeah, I decided to just do like if I'm going to do YouTube shorts, I'm just going to show clips of stuff that I have. I'm not going to do those TV shows and stuff anymore. Yeah, the short, they really up the sub count like crazy, but in a way, it's weird. In a way, I almost wish that I never did that, because to me, it's like all those people are sub to the channel, but nobody ever watches. They were just here for like the shorts. So in a way, I would rather I kind of wish YouTube would just take them all back and put me back to where I was. Like I was around like 1,700 when I started doing the shorts, and I kind of wish YouTube would just reset me to that, to be honest. Because I'm never going to monetize the channel, so that's just stuff that I don't worry about anymore. Oh, here's a great cover, issue 53. But yeah, I stopped doing all those kind of shorts. But it was cool seeing the channel grow, but in the long run, it didn't really mean anything for my channel because I wasn't going to monetize or try to make money off of it. Here's issue 54. I just enjoy it for like doing these kind of videos here and just kind of reminiscing and talking about my love for these books and characters. Here's issue 55, the beginning of another storyline, a four-parter. This is another one I don't remember a lot. It's been a while since I read it. So I couldn't tell you if this was a good storyline or not. But most all the books that I've read in this series have been good. Here's JLA 56. Always done shorts about stuff you have. That's what I've like. I haven't done many since I came back. I did a couple of, I think with the wrestling figures, and I did like a top 10 favorite covers or something like that. But shorts is just not something I'm going to focus a lot on anymore. I'm just going to do the regular edited videos and these kind of live streams and maybe some gameplay here and there. Here's issue 57. Cool cover on this one here. I think when people start focusing on trying to make money off of YouTube, it's when it really starts to like, I don't know, get stale. Like I couldn't imagine trying to do this as like a career instead of a hobby. Yo, what's up, Jackson? No, I'm actually wearing pants today, brother. Fully dressed over here. Here's issue 58. Hope you're doing well, Jackson. I know you've been having a lot of issues with your internet and stuff lately. Hopefully that's straightened out. Been pretty good, man. Went through a little bit of a depressed phase there for a while, but been doing okay. Oh, here's a good one. Joker Last Laugh, JLA issue 59. Here's I guess you could call this a Christmas cover, but here's a JLA issue 60. Santa Claus is catching a beat down. Definitely not having the best day. Got around 1,800 books, 12 by 150. So there's like 150 comics in each short box, I guess, on average. 85 days of home company snafu. They were rewriting lines to a different office and got mine lost in. Oh man, that sucks, dude. I would have been complaining like crazy to them. Hopefully you didn't have to pay while you were out of it. Why they hate Santa, I don't know, man. I guess they didn't bring the right toy to his house. With JLA issue 61. That's a cool cover. I like Plastic Man in the corner just sticking his neck out. Got credit for 3 months, so that helped. Yeah, that would have sucked. I had to like pay for like nothing basically. There's JLA 62. Great Wonder Woman cover on this one. I guess Bub's Comics would call this a bondage cover. Here's issue 63. I guess that's still a bondage cover for Bubs. And issue 64. Some of these stories I'm going to have to reread because it's been so long. I don't even remember this cover. JLA issue 65. It actually says the Dark Nut strikes again. And Plastic Man looking crazy on that. Definitely going to have to leave this one out and reread it. I have no idea what this issue is about. Here's issue 66, A Storm of Crows. It's almost like a Mad Magazine cover. Here's a cool but simple cover. A crow just chilling on Martian Manhunter's head with issue 67. The world still operates without internet. Wish it could go far away for a little while. It's good to disconnect once in a while. Like, I guess it was almost 4 months away from streaming and 2 months away from making videos. Here's JLA issue 68. But yeah, it's good to disconnect sometimes and just kind of go quiet. But being forced to disconnect because of an outage sucks. Quote the Raven Nevermore. Man, I loved me some Edgar Allan Poe back in the day when I was I went through a kind of a goth phase, I guess, in my teen years, my early teen years. It was not pretty, but I loved me some Edgar Allan Poe back then. Here's JLA issue 69. You realize just how much you're not doing around the house when you go offline. Yeah, I know. A lot of times when I get kind of down and depressed, I do like actually clean and dust stuff. So about the only time anything gets dusted on these shelves is when I'm kind of depressed. Here's JLA issue 70. I have been rearranging the room a little bit too. I got rid of one shelf and moved the desk to this corner over here. It was sitting in front of the window. And back here used to be all comics set up on display. And I put those away and set up the wrestling display back there. And I moved the Captain America that was on this, the shield that was on that metal table that I took out over to that side on the dresser. But anyways, here's JLA issue 71. Cool cover with Nightwing and Hawkgirl on this one, and Firestorm with Green Arrow. I think that's Adam down in the corner. I'm trying not to go back to 24/7 like I was, but here I am. It's hard, man. Like a lot of times I can't sleep at night, so I'll just be like in the bed scrolling on TikTok or Instagram and stuff. But yeah, sometimes a disconnect is good because I do find myself like getting too like wound up. Like when the power goes out and I can't play my PlayStation, can't watch TV, can't jump online. I get so bored, man. That's when I just start like trying to do other stuff to keep me occupied. Your issue right now is eBay. That was my issue for a long time, but then I got too broke to buy anything new, so I couldn't fill the void with new things. I just kind of got to go through the old stuff and reminisce. Here's issue 72. Here's a cool death cover, issue 73. Yeah, last month kind of kicked my butt, man. It took me a long time to get out of the funk and get back to feeling myself again. Here's issue 74. I'll tell you one thing, like doing these videos, these live streams, is really helping like get me back out of that funk a little bit and kind of enjoying comics again. Here's issue 75. This is a great cover, issue 76. Batman pouring Plastic Man out of a cup. Issue 77. kind of a standalone Atom cover. Good to hang out with friends. Always helps. Definitely, man. Like it's so weird. Like when I think back, like the majority of my life I spent like completely alone and kind of isolated because of some things that happened in my past. I just put up walls and didn't have friends, man, growing up. I never really started making friends until I started doing this YouTube thing. And that I can't tell you like how much YouTube and this community like brought me out of my shell. Like the past 2 years now, I've gone to Heroes Con. I never would have done that crap years ago because I was like so anxious in crowds. It's crazy how much like YouTube and hanging out with you guys has opened me up to like bring me out of my shell and make me not feel so isolated all the time. Anyway, this isn't a therapy session. This is some comic book fun here. Sometimes I tend to overshare when I get going. Anyway, here's issue 78. Sit and create a goal list. Yeah, like there's only a few comics left. I think that I would want to get before I like consider myself like retired. There's a couple gaps I want to fill in the collection and a couple big books, but I do need to sit down and make a list so I can like if I go to Heroes Con this year, I'll know what to go for. But there's just like a few left that I want to get before I can say like I'm officially retired from collecting comics. Here's JLA 79. Heavy into eBay 2018 to 2022. Had to pull away, but got some great magazines. Yeah, I did a lot like that same run, man. Like from 2018 probably to 2023, maybe 24 last year. I did a lot of shopping on eBay, especially like late at night. I would look for comic book lots and search by Indian Soonest, and a lot of stuff that I needed I got for like real cheap. Like the whole Infinite Crisis run, I picked that up on eBay for, or no, not Infinite Crisis, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I picked that entire run up on eBay in like in 2020, maybe 2021 for like $15, man. I couldn't believe it. It's amazing, like the deals you can find at 3 a.m. and stuff. Here's JLA issue 80. Yeah, one best friend, a brother I talked to, three ex-wives, two ex-long-term girlfriends. So more exes than friends. I hear you, man. Relationships is something I never really excelled in either. But that's another can of worms I don't want to get into because I'll be back there on the bed like curled up in a ball crying probably. So I don't want to go there. Here's JLA issue 81. Looks like they pled guilty. Doing cards on eBay now. Nice. Here's JLA issue 82. Multicolored CD. Nice, man. Okay. There's where the first gap is. It jumps from Justice League issue 82 up to JLA issue 110. So I'm getting close to the end of this box, only a few more issues. It jumps from 110 up to 115. Huh. Somehow I've got 2 issues of 115. I'm not sure how that happened. Then it goes to 116. Got 117. It's cheap to finish. Had a lot of it sold it. I'm not sure exactly how many total issues are in this run, but I'm sure I can find like the rest of them in dollar boxes. I got issue 118. Very cool Zatanna cover. And the final issue in this box is issue 119, A League No More. And it looks like this ties into Infinite Crisis. Had the first 10 or so in that series, then you jump to 115 off for the Identity Crisis tie-in. I need to write down those numbers because I think I stopped at issue 82. So I need 83 up to 109, and then I need 111 to 114. I need to write that down so I remember to look for those in dollar boxes at the Heroes Con. All right, that is it for episode 5. When I come back with episode 6, it'll be my last full DC box. I have some Batman, some Detective Comics, and Flash in that box. And then I'll move on to Marvel Comics. I've got 4 full boxes of Marvel, different Marvel to go through after my final DC box. And then I'll do this box here, which is like some indie and a little bit of DC mixed in. And then I'll do all my top-loaded books on that bottom bookshelf and this CGC box right here. And that'll end the series. That Jackson, that'll be when I decide to really retire from YouTube. That will be my very last video. That's a promise. Of course, they'll probably remove it and completely destroy my channel if I did that, but it is what it is. All right, that's it for this one, and I'll catch you guys next time with the Batman and Flash box. I'll catch you guys later. Keep it 9,000.